Hey, everybody, my name is G Brown, the lifestyle changer. Listen, have you ever felt overwhelmed by all of the diet and lifestyle advice out here? Well, you're not alone. This is the show where we interview people who've tried it all and share our own stories in the meantime to find out what truly works. Today, Adrian will introduce to us Wendy in a minute, and we'll be diving deep into her experiences and learning how Wendy is achieving her goals and any pitfalls. The bottom line, let's all find out what works for us, right? So, I would like for you to share your biggest lifestyle changes, your challenges in the comments, any questions, whether we're live or the replay. So, let's keep the conversation going. Follow us. Our information will be across the bottom. And this is G Brown, the lifestyle changer. So, Adrian, tell us who we have today.
We have the honor of having Wendy from Keeping It on Loving It on Keto. And this is someone who the audience requested. So please, guys, if there's anybody else you want us to interview, let us know. We'll reach out. So not only did we reach out, when we were at Hack Your Health, we got to meet Wendy and really corner her and tell her she had to come on our show. And I got to have dinner with her. She's so delightful. I'm so excited to share her story. It's one, as she was telling it at dinner, people were crying. So welcome, Wendy.
Ta-da!
Hey
Oh, wait a
everybody.
minute. Oh,
How's
hold
everybody
on. Hold
doing?
on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm bringing it back. There she is. Yay! So
Hey
there's a
everybody, how's
storm where
everybody doing this
Wendy
morning?
is.
We're going to have a little bit of issue today because Wendy just had a storm.
Yeah. And I see the other camera, Wendy. And what I can do is if it's ever to a point what you want to do, we can try and switch it out. If that's what you choose to. But other than that, you guys just listen to the voice and the story. It is so remarkable. Go ahead.
So, Wendy, could you tell us about your story? We know that just like us, there was a surgery in the story. And how did you get there?
Well, I was a sturdy built person growing up. I was not fat. I did not have obesity issues growing up. I was very healthy. In high school, I weighed about 100. I'm 5'9", and I weighed about 130 pounds. I think when I got married, at my lowest weight, I was 123, but I'm not big boned. So it looked really good on me. As time went on and I got married and then I got pregnant, I had been in a really bad horseback riding accident and was very immobile, and I gained some weight. I think I was 145 by the time I got pregnant. I gained 65 pounds with my daughter. So I got up to 212, did not lose the weight, and then started having issues. I did not know at the time that I had PCOS. So when I was pregnant with my daughter, I grew a very large tumor at the same time, cystic. It enveloped an ovary, had to have a hysterectomy. And from there, my weight started blowing up. I tried every single diet there was. The only reason why I didn't do a diet was because I never heard of that particular diet. Otherwise, I did the diet. I even had the horse urine injections and the 500 calories and the fen diet. And every time I stopped doing the diet, I gained the weight back plus more until I ballooned to 282 pounds. So in 2005, I had a lap band put in. And, I kept going in and having the lap band cinched tighter and tighter. I had more cc's of the fluid put in until my lap band at the time was an 11 centimeter lap band. And then I had it filled until I only had a 3 centimeter opening to get the food through. And I had that for 14 years. In 14 years, I only lost 50 pounds. And I don't know if you had a lap band, if you had bypass surgery, but it was very difficult to. Sorry, my phone's feedbacking. Sorry about that. it was very difficult to eat meat, especially like pork and shrimp and the firmer textured meat. And so the first thing the doctors tell you is eat your protein. Well, if you're only eating 500 to 800 calories in a meal, and you're only eating, a teeny portion of food, you can't get the protein in. So my hair started falling out, my skin started getting, dry, and all of those good things. So I got down to about 230s from 282. And I kind of stayed there, and I started having issues with my hip, with my knees. I had 3 knee surgeries. I ended up having to have a hip replacement surgery. I was on a walker on my way to a wheelchair. That's how unhealthy I was. And we had some major health issues with my husband, and I started looking for a way to correct our diet so we could live. Um, I started having issues with my lap band, started having horrible GERD, which lap band actually will solve a GERD issue because of where it's cinched up at the stoma right above the stomach. I started getting major ulcers there, and I started having blood uh, coming up. And I started having super bad pain, and I couldn't keep anything down. And my doctor who did my lap band got cancer and passed away. So I couldn't even call their office and get any information. And when you have surgery done, like a lap band, and you try to go out of state and you try to go to another gastric specialist, they don't want to see you, especially if you're having issues because of the logistics and the legal issues. Well, I found a doctor who was very, very good. He went down and checked, and I not only had ulcers and it was like a saw rubbing through my neck. My lap band had displaced itself. I had a mass in my stomach that they needed to biopsy. Well, he couldn't biopsy it because it was on the other side of my stomach, and they would have had to go in and do major surgery. So he went through, did a little biopsy, and brought me out of it and said, we need to remove your lap band, but I can't do it today. After I went through this little surgery to have him check everything, showed me the ulcers. He said, what we need to do is put you on a total liquid diet. You need to have a bunch of tests done before I can remove your lap band. So long story short, I know it was a little long, sorry. November 2019, I went in and had my lap band removed. They had to go in and remove the port where they attach it to your muscles. So they had to cut that out, and they had to remove the lap band, and he had to sew that part of my throat that had been sawed through. And which is dangerous because the lap band, everything is right by the liver. And they have to lift the liver up and out of the way to get all of this. This surgery is much more intense than having a lap band put in. Plus, because I left that lap band filled to 3-centimeter hole opening, my throat right at the top of the stoma, that narrow opening, atrophied and was stuck in a very narrow position even when they removed the lap band. And I was terrified that I was going to start gaining the weight that I had lost with my lap band. So I had to look for something that would work as a lifestyle. And I found the ketogenic carnivore lifestyle. And my husband had gone through some major health issues and heart issues. And it was something that I said, we have to do this. We have to stick to it. We have to give this a try. Is this something we can do? And so we became keto. And I can tell you, it was easier for me, and the food is delicious. And it was such a freeing thing for me to be able to go into a ketogenic lifestyle or a ketovore-ish lifestyle without that lap band in my throat once my throat healed. And I've been able to lose 50 pounds additional 50 pounds. So a total weight that I lost was 106 pounds. I still have some weight to lose. Now I'm 70 years old. And the older you get, the harder it is to lose weight. Your metabolism slows down. And by doing the ketogenic lifestyle, it gave me my life back. Not only am I not on a walker, I am not on a cane. I have embossed pretty canes that I used to coordinate with my outfits because I always had a cane to wear, right? I had 2 different color walkers so I could, be snazzy and have the colors going. Well, those I gave to my mom, who is 90, and I haven't looked back. And right now, Harry and I are doing a carnivore challenge, and I can tell you, I feel even better now. All of a sudden, I've got a surge of energy this week. We're doing a 60-day carnivore challenge. And I'm telling you, going from ketovore into carnivore was really an easy change for us to do. You start figuring out what your body needs and what your body wants, and you work within those guidelines. And I've made recipes for things. And I found that if I can make it a healthy way, if I can make it an easy way, if I can make those foods work for me and stay in this lifestyle, and I do not feel depraved, I feel super happy. I can go out, I can order from the menu. I usually, the waiter doesn't care for me sometimes because I deconstruct everything. But, I also saved my husband, because my husband in 2003 was basically, the doctor said you wouldn't have had a heart attack, you would have dropped dead within 24 hours. And we went through some harrowing experiences with him as well. And all we did was change his diet after he had a quadruple bypass, after we tried veganism, after we tried vegetarianism, and found the ketogenic lifestyle. So there are ways. And I want to say one thing. If you have a lap band, if you have gastric bypass, please don't discontinue seeing your doctor if you're ashamed because you've started gaining your weight back, because that can cause some serious issues, like what I went through with my lap band. I could have maybe curtailed it or stopped it, but I'm so thankful that I was able to get my lap band removed and get my life back. So that's my story. And another thing I want to tell people, one more thing, and I apologize for that. If you're thinking about getting bariatric surgery, wait. Try one more thing. Try the ketogenic carnivore diet before you do that. Give it a chance. See where you fall in the middle of the spectrum, what foods you like to eat best, because I'm telling you, you can change your life and get it back and not make the mistakes that so many folks have done, because it's not a shortcut. It's not magic. And they're doing things to your body that can harm you. And you can find a lifestyle that works for you. And I found keto and I found carnivore. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Listen, Wendy, this is remarkable. First of all, in my head, I was saying, man, I really hope she repeats that. And then you did at the end. So I think this is phenomenal, because that is the thing. So let me just say, 11 years ago, I had the gastric sleeve. And 11 years ago, Adrian had the bypass. And so that's one of the things that we do. We come on here and we share with you. Listen, and you said it the best way, because I just say, don't do it. Don't do it.
Right. And I agree.
Yeah. But the way you just
Don't
worded that, it was much nicer than how I come across. But it's like, try.
Well, don't you find your skin, your hair? I apologize. Don't you find your skin, your hair, your mood? I haven't cycled in forever. I mean, 50 years ago, right? But my mood, my hair, my skin have all changed for the better, I might add. I mean, And if I could do it all over again, I would be never, ever have had anything like that. And I have friends and family members that are going through issues, same things. And there is hope out there. And it all comes down to diet, to lifestyle. I don't even like the word diet. That's
Right.
the D word. It's the lifestyle we lead and the foods that we can eat. If you fuel your body and give it what it needs, it will heal itself. You have to give it time. It's not a magic pill, but let me tell you, I was ready for knee surgery. Didn't have it, not on a walker. I made the mistake of having the lap band, and I should have given this one more. I should have given this a go. Trust me, never would have had it. Never would have had a lap band ever.
Yes,
That's
we say the exact same thing multiple times on different shows. That is the one thing. But you know, Wendy, for me, having the gastric sleeve, one of the things that I share is that nobody knew. My mother passed away now almost 2.5 years ago. She died not knowing I had this surgery. I was
Oh,
actually
really?
ashamed. Yeah. First of all, it's your mama, and she gonna like, oh no, baby, I don't want you to have no surgery. Da, da, da. And I had already made my mind up.
Right.
I need to be smaller. And wait. Now that you said that, I wrote this down when you were talking because ladies and some gentlemen, you said the first thought you had thinking when you had to have that removed, you weren't even thinking, oh, I done almost saw it through here. Oh my God, will food. You started thinking about gaining weight. They almost telling you life and death
Yep.
discussions. And in your head, you're looking like, but now I'm getting ready to be fat again. We have to stop. So for me, I know I normally say heal the body first. And honestly, I
Yep.
thought I was the oldest one on the panel because I love telling people I'm turning 60. So I look, goddess, you look fabulous. But wait a minute. I took some time over your video. Adrian probably has some different type questions, but I'm really interested in this. So the video that you put up, it was day 4 of the 60-day carnivore challenge. It was your day 4. And in it, you mentioned you restarted the carnivore challenge because you wanted a refresher on the beginning information. Can you elaborate what made you decide to revisit those initial stages of the carnivore diet? And what do you classify that as being?
Well, I think that my husband and he was having a lot of stomach issues from Hack Your Health. We did a long Hack Your Health is uh, a venue that we went to where we met you all there, and I decided that we both got the virus back in 2022, and we started gaining weight after that, and I had long haul after that, and it was like, what is going on, right, with our bodies? And my lungs had been not damaged, but I was having issues with that. And at the company that I worked for at the time when I was working before I retired, they have no elevators, but it's a 3-story building. You're going up a lot of stairs. I couldn't breathe after I got through with the stairs, went into my doctor and I had to get past all of that. And then this past year and a half from being locked in my house and all of the things that I did, I started gaining a little bit of the weight back. And I said, I know there was some carb creep and things in there. And I thought, the next thing would be to just go into the carnivore lifestyle, watching all of the doctors, Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Chaffee, all of the wonderful folks out there. And I said, I'm a researcher and I have like books from all of the doctors, and going to YouTube, typing that in, watching all the shows again. And I thought, you know what? I think we need to, with Harry, see what is causing issues with his stomach. And he is a quadruple bypass surgery survivor since 2013, and he's gained a little bit of weight. He went from a 48-inch waist down to a 34-inch waist on the carnivore ketovore lifestyle, but he still has some weight to go. Well, he's got his cardiology appointments coming up, the stress tests, the nuclear tests, all of those things. And I said, you know what? We need to kick it hard. We need to get into the carnivore lifestyle. We need to rev up the engine. We need to rev it up. And also the tired, as you get older, you tend to, I'm just going to take a 20-minute nap here and there, right? Well, I decided to hit it hard and heavy with the carnivore diet. And I'm so glad I did, because I've all of a sudden 5 days, let's see, is today the 6th day? 6 days into this. And all of a sudden I've got like this energy, right? I've got this energy. I am not, as tired as I was coming off of a 3.5-week vacation where we stayed carnivore-ish. We'd have a few vegetables here and there, but I think Harry has issues with some vegetables. He has some issues. So carnivore is a great elimination diet too, where you can, if you eliminate a whole bunch of food groups and you eat your protein, your body's very happy, first of all, right? There's the natural fats in the animal products that you're eating. And you can figure out what foods have been causing you issues, right? We were vegan for 6 years and we're drinking almond milk every day. And my hands were in braces from the pain. I thought I had carpal tunnel syndrome. I did not know you can get oxalates and gout in your hands, but you can. And once we did the carnivore elimination diet, which is just eating meat, just eating red meat, beef, and salt and water, we did that for a while. All of a sudden, magically, my hands got well. I mean, I wasn't out of brace. I was able to type. I mean, I've been working with computers since I was 20 years old, when they first started coming out, for everybody to use instead of just, the industrial space industry and that kind of thing. But it's amazing. And then it was like, you know what? Not only does that feel really good, but I'm regulating my intestines, because that's another thing. When you're on a lap band and you're not eating the food, you go through constipation. You go through, and then you take all these things and try to regulate your intestines, and then you've got the opposite effect. So you're playing yo-yo with your intestines. I don't know if you ladies had that issue, but I really had that issue with my lap band. So doing carnivore, the more I'm doing it, the better I'm liking it. Once you get through the first couple stages, and because I eased my way in through the ketogenic lifestyle, it's been very easy to do. And I love steak, and I love the crispy fat steak. So good.
When you were at
Wait,
when
I got.
when you
I
were
know. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I got one more follow up with that, because she just touched on it, because you talked about that in day 4 video. And it sounded like you struggled a little bit with certain cravings in the beginning. So can you describe the strategy that you use that, in regards to those cravings? And then it's going to be Adrian's turn next. I'm done.
Well, first of all, when this last week, especially like starting day 4-ish, day 3-ish of the carnivore challenge, I realized I need to eat 3 meals a day. I need to take my protein, figure out how much I want to eat, split that up into smaller meals. Another thing is it takes me a long time to chew my food, because I'm so used to having to do that, which is a good thing. But then I'm not eating enough protein still. So by splitting it up into 3 meals and making sure I eat that, whether I'm hungry or not in the beginning, so that I'm sure that I'm getting enough protein. Having some hard-boiled eggs, I love cold steak. I know that's weird for some people, or cold bacon. You put it in the refrigerator, you have it there, and instead of going for the sweets, go for the meat, go for the protein. Because I'm telling you, if you're craving sugar or sweets, you need to eat the protein instead because it makes a huge difference and it satiates you. And instead of eating late at night, having a cup of bone broth, warm bone broth, sipping on that really helps a lot as well. And that has really helped curtail because I do have a sweet tooth. I put sweeteners in my coffee. I am drinking coffee and I do use stevia, and I put a few drops of that into my coffee. I hope that, and I don't drink coffee every day. It's weird. I drink about a cup of coffee every day, but one day I hope to just realize that I'm not drinking coffee anymore. And we went to Costco, it's funny, and did a haul. And I was surprised at how much less food, right? It's not the bulk, how much good food I got, how much good steak I got, the eggs, the steak. And it didn't cost as much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you were both eating 2 steaks a day, and I'm not throwing out a ton of vegetables every week and a bag of lettuce that's gone bad every day, open your refrigerator and going, well, I better go through the vegetable tray because there's something in there that's going to walk out of my refrigerator if I don't clean it, kind of a thing, right? It's wonderful. And it's so freeing. And you can go to any restaurant that serves steak or hamburgers and get a really good meal out of the deal. And you can ask them, can I have 2 patties? Can I have 3 patties? And they're happy to give you those, right? Coming home from Texas, we drove our RV, drive into Wendy's, get the burgers, get the burgers and the bacon. I always have a thing of mustard with us. And if Harry wants a little bit of mustard on his, he can have a little bit of mustard on his or not. So I just find it very freeing. And purse bacon is always, an option, a grab and go thing. So I just find it very freeing. I really do. And my hair has gotten thicker finally. Hormonal wise, changes wise, diet wise, my skin is glowing now.
Mm-hmm.
Just so many things have happened. It's just amazing. It really is.
You do look fabulous. We got to see you in real life, and I can't believe that you're 70. Cannot believe it. One thing, so when people come in and they see me and G and we're like, "Hey, carnivore, carnivore, carnivore." I don't want to scare people because there really is a spectrum where people can get healthy, and we all kind of start, I think, more towards the keto. When you were keto, because I thought I was keto all these years, but really I was eating a lot of the keto grocery store items. So I had no idea. I probably was never in ketosis. When you did keto, though, were you doing the grocery store version or were you doing more of a meat-based version? Could you tell us a little bit about that? And did it work in the beginning? And how did the whole spectrum?
Whole foods, whole foods. Broccoli. If you want broccoli, you eat broccoli. Cauliflower. If it looks like a vegetable, still, that's what we ate. We did snacks and kind of in the beginning we were fine, and that's when we lost all of our initial weight, was eating whole foods. We came from a vegan sphere, so what we were doing was adding the meat portion to that, but afraid of meat, right? Should have been afraid of the vegetables and gone
Mm-hmm.
towards the meat a lot sooner. Healing my body, healing my throat, uncomfortable in the beginning to swallow anything firm, including broccoli. Broccoli is hard, and so I think that we started going more carnivore-ish, not even having a lot of vegetables. Now, like I said, I had a sweet tooth, but I started making recipes myself with whole foods, and we checked our blood. We have Keto Mojos, both of us. We did our blood before and after. We did lots of experiments. I'm a very much an N equals 1. I experiment on myself a lot. I'm a guinea pig, and I do it for health purposes for my husband. I want my husband alive and healthy and well, and we're going to live to be 100, and we're going to celebrate. I already have it all planned. I got my birthday party all planned for that, right? And we're going to be walking, we're going to be talking, we're going to be coherent, so I have all of these plans, and that's my goal. I know that sounds funny, but you guys, life is so fast, right? And I want to be as healthy as I can for as long as I can. This is a lifestyle. It's changed me. It really has. And I think once you get into whole foods and get away from the garbage and get away from the middle of the grocery store, and you go towards the deli and the meat counters more, I think the healthier you're going to be. And I think older folks, because like I am 70, my husband's going to be 69 in July. Yes, I'm a cougar. He's younger than I am. But I feel like as our bodies mature, we need to give it more protein. We need to ensure that we are getting the vitamins. And what is so nice about ruminant animals, which are, the cattle, the bison, the deer, the elk, the lamb, the goats, is that it's the purest form of meat. Because they have 4 stomachs, they're circulating the foods through and pulling out the toxins and the poisons and all of those things through. So the meat has got the most vitamins in it. It's the healthiest source for you. They've gotten rid of the pesticides and all of the things from the things that they are eating so that we don't have to do that, right? And the plants that have the poisons and the toxins and the oxalates are gone from the meat by the time we get to eat it. And we get to enjoy that delicious steak and food and know that we're nourishing our bodies. You don't have to take pills, vitamin pills, and you can have a healthy diet, including vitamin C, just by eating a steak. So
Mhm.
I love that.
People also are worried, oh, to lose weight, I absolutely have to start training for marathons. That's obviously, we're finding, not true. What type of movement do you guys do?
Well, like I said, I was on a walker. I had hip replacement surgery. Harry had a hip replacement surgery and quadruple bypass survivors. So we started basically, and I tell folks, if you are immobile, if you have been your body is so injured inside and externally, you can start in a chair. You can just march in a chair. You can start lifting, just doing some movements in a chair, but get up and walk, start walking. I was walking at work. I don't know if you go to my channel, I show a lot of walking. I was fortunate to have a beautiful area to walk in, and I would get up from my desk and do a 10-minute walk. Some of the folks that take a 10-minute cigarette break, I told my boss, who is a heavy, heavy smoker, I said, okay, when you go out and have a cigarette, I'm going to take a walk. And he couldn't say no, right? And our company was very good at that. 10 minutes, 10 times a day. I was getting 10,000 steps in, no problem. And I started out with a 5-10 minute walk, and just started doing walking. If you have a 2-story house, right? You have stairs. Doesn't matter what the weather is outside, you can walk your stairs. And if you can only go up 3 stairs, do 3 stairs. The next time, do that for a couple of days. The next day, do 4 stairs. Then do 5 stairs. If you have a basement, use those stairs. Because here in Arizona, it got up to 113 last week. So outside is not something that I can do. Last night at 8 o'clock, when we had the monsoon and 55-mile-an-hour winds, it was 106 outside during that time. So there are things you can do. If you are an older person and you have, if you're on Medicare or insurance, Silver Sneakers is free. We were able to pick a gym in our area, and LA Fitness, which is a huge gym, a huge chain. Harry and I belong to that for free through Silver Sneakers. And they have everything. They have a huge Olympic size pool. They have a jacuzzi. They have a basketball court. They have racquetball. They have all the machines. They have all of those things. Your local YMCA. you know, if you don't want to get out in public, do some things around the house. There are things you can do at the counter while you're watching your coffee go through the coffee machine. You can do, you know, a few squats just holding onto the counter. You can lift your legs, you can march in place. So we started doing things very slowly. And now we're going to the gym. Harry has a very bad back, and they have a stretching machine that he was paying $60 a visit to go to the chiropractor to use. Well, it's free at the gym. It's the exact same machine. Exact same machine. Why go to a chiropractor or to a physical therapist and pay for it? They're going to put you on a stationary bike at a physical therapist. You know, they're going to make you use the leg machines. Why don't you go to a gym or you know, join a group? There are lots of groups that walk. They meet at different parks every day, right? The beautiful scenery of a beautiful park. We have a park here that has a beautiful rose garden. We like getting up early in the morning and go to the rose garden and walk, you know. So those are some things that we do. And this year, we are planning on being healthy. I'm lifting weights. That's another thing. When I went, did not want to lift weights. And I decided I'm just do it, right? You can even start with little water bottles in a chair. If you are immobile, you can take those water bottles and you can just do some weights. It's so important to move and build muscle and your bones at the same time when you're lifting weights. When you're thinking of weights, you're thinking power builders, big, strong, gotta use the big weights at the gym. No, you don't. No, you don't. 2-pound weights, 3-pound weights, 5-pound weights. I'm up to 7.5-pound weights at the gym when I'm doing my stuff, and all the men, you know, whatever are there. I can go to a different area of the gym too. I don't have to be where the guys with the big guns are at. You know, I can go to a different area and do it. But I feel so much better. It was hard at first, right? Making myself get up. I was very slow at my walking, you know, just leisurely walking, and I've built myself up. So we need to build our muscles and our bones. The older we get, it doesn't get any better. You got to make it better yourself.
I just want to make a comment before G asks her question, and that is just, you know, on The Biggest Loser, you've got these 350-pound people, and they're like, slam it, slam it, slam it. That is so bad for your body. All that advice you just gave was fantastic. Thank you, Cindy. So, or Wendy, I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah.
That's all
Cindy is
right.
in the
Yeah, Cindy's in the comments.
chat. But G, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So look, I'm sitting here checking off. In a minute, I'm gonna think we twins. All right, because vegan, and then now I understand that when I was vegan, and at first I was doing it right, uh, but yet still, if you did the baked sweet potato or you did these different things, and then the I'm gonna call them imitation, but they're substitution. Your sour cream and all of that that's made with all of these different things. Um, and there's some anti-caking and all this other stuff to recreate what your taste buds are used to. And so then I kind of ventured off into there all of a sudden, because now I understand that vegetables, you have your oxalates, but then at the same time, some of them can turn into sugars as well. And so, with that being said, they say dirty keto. Well, I was a little dirty vegan, meaning what you mean Oreos are not animal based, doggone it. So, you know, you're in the line, you see they had the little $2 cup of the little mini Oreos right there at checkout, and it's like, well, they're vegan, and I would grab a few. So, you know, if I just wanted to snack a little, that's because the cravings really never left as a vegan, because you're still putting in everything. I don't care if it is gluten-free pasta, which that crap broke apart. And I really got tired of trying to substitute and make things work. So I'm listening to you, and then you talked about how simple it is for the meat, and it is. And then when you mentioned like opening the refrigerator and having that smell, trying to figure out, well, now, first of all, you're not going to let your meat go bad. All I have to do, if I look and say, oh, it's been a couple of days, let me drop this in the freezer for a moment, whether I repackage it or not, you can still drop it in the freezer. I'll get it in a couple of more days. I did a video where I put some vegetables out. So it was a couple pieces of fruit, couple of vegetables, 21 days. Baby, meat ain't gonna last in the refrigerator 21 days. So I love the fact I don't have those preservatives. I don't have any of that. And you are such an inspiration. You really, really are, because you're taking this. And I love how you just broke it down for the people to exercise, because Wendy, I got a lot of that stuff here, and it's supposed to be feels like 106 here today. And guess what? I think you've been here, because steps, I have them. I mean, and you just said it. Water bottles, I have them. I even have the weights. So there is no reason. Movement is so important, ladies. My mom, doctor, used to tell her, as long as you can walk, you have a chance. Because the moment that you are sitting down, not using the muscle, right, to stand up, or you calling somebody, hey, come bring me a glass of water. No, get up, change that television, do that look for that remote yourself, because instead of looking at it like that, look at it as movement. I can easily say,
Absolutely.
bring me so and so, but I say, you know what, if I go upstairs, that was a flight of steps up and down that I have for today.
Right.
So it's all in the mindset change. And I think you and your husband are phenomenal when it comes down to that. How do you see yourself? Do you see carnivore being it now? Because you have a huge keto presence. So do you see yourself, like Dr. Berry, Kennedy, making that shift and riding these next 30 years out as carnivore?
It's funny that you said that, because Harry and I were talking about that. I said, should we get to change our name on YouTube one time, I think. And I said, should we do loving it on keto and carnivore, or keto carnivore, add the carnivore part of that? Because we've just gradually, it's just something that you just kind of move into. I think once you learn your body and you start seeing things, you start eliminating other things. And there are spectrums of carnivore too, right? All the way to the lion diet. And feeling free, if I want a pickle, I can have a little pickle, right? Not feeling guilty if I want a little mustard, but meat centric. And the older we get, like I said, appetite comes down, movement comes down. So you need to build up the protein in your body. And some people's bodies are so damaged from all of the things we've done, all of our life experiences of everything we've done wrong, right, to our bodies. We've tortured our poor bodies. I think we need more protein than somebody that's 20 years old, because our body needs to be able to break it down and utilize it. So I see Harry and I staying carnivore-ish. I don't crave vegetable. I was vegetabled out anyway from being a vegan. I can't tell you how many sauces and bad salad dressings. And one thing I did want to say, and I agree with you, G, 100%. When you're vegan, it's not just the food in the packages. Any vegan restaurant you go to cooks with canola oil or soy oil. And all of the things that they're giving you, the faux food, the faux hamburgers, the faux scrambled eggs, the faux this, faux that, because we're craving eggs, we're craving hamburger, and you find a vegan place that makes it that tastes like, we used to go to this place that made big wax. not Big Macs, Big Whacks, because they had the soy burger patties and they did the sesame buns and the whole thing. And of course you got French fries with that were, so you were eating all this seed oils, right? So it's just one of those things that even if you think you're eating healthy when you're vegan and vegetarian, you need to look at what everything is being cooked in and what the packages have in them, because that's one thing that I've learned, especially going carnivore, what a difference it feels to cook something in tallow or lard or butter. Oh, butter is so much better and so much healthier for you. And you're not getting sick to your stomach and you're not feeling like you've got a 10-pound weight in your gut trying to go through your system anymore. So we're loving the carnivore challenge. And I did it for 60 days. And I'm sure that right now, the way we're feeling, I'm having a feeling that it's going to become pretty much where we're going to be at. I really do, for Harry and for me. And it's so easy. Last weekend, my kids had a barbecue. I said, I'll bring the meat. I brought hamburger. I brought steak. You know, Chalice was going to make deviled eggs. I mean, we were so full with the carnivore food. She had potato salad and some macaroni salad. And it was not, I had a whole plate of food, you know. Stock up on the turkey at Thanksgiving, you know, stock up on the ham and the turkey, or the prime rib and the turkey and the ham. You know, when I have Thanksgiving here at the house, it's all keto. It's all keto, and it's going to be a lot more carnivore going forward. I really feel that carnivore or carnivore-ish, it depends on who you talk to. You know, if you're using a little seasoning here and there, or a little bit of mustard here and there, or once in a while, but the base of my food is animal-based now. If I could just say I'm animal-based. If you put the name to it, it's carnivore, but animal-based. If it was made by an animal, an egg, you know, you've taken the milk and made it into cheese, you know, you're eating the meat, and you're eating, if you want to, the liver or any of the organ meats, if you want to. My mom, let me tell you, she raised me on liver and onions. I love some good liver fried in bacon. Put the bacon in there, fry it up, then put the liver in there. You know, don't overcook it. I grew up that way. Now, not everybody did, but I love it. You know, so it's just I think it's getting a mindset and just doing it. I think everything is a little bit tough in the beginning. If you haven't been moving's hard. You just have to get up. What do you want in your life? Do you want your life back? Do you want to eat to live? Do you want to eat something that's delicious, that's healthy, that's good for your body, that you can put butter on and not feel guilty, that you can, you know, splash a little bit of cream in that delicious brown beef drippings in your pan and make a gravy, pour it all over your steak, and wake up a half a pound thinner tomorrow.
Isn't that something?
Because that's doable.
Yeah, I didn't give up the onions the first time. No, the first few times that I had liver, because I love liver and onions. And yeah, that was one I said, look at here. Oh, so in the comments, I want you to know that Nourishment Redacted, my Ellie said, yep, says carnivore is keto. Keep the name. And then I said, if you want to change it to something, look, loving it, ketovore. So, you know, it's up to you. But I actually like loving it on what did you say? Animal
based?
No, or animal based. Animal based.
Yep.
Animal based lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
We've
you
been
see what my
lifestyle,
name is.
Yeah, lifestyle. You're right. It is
Yeah,
a lifestyle. Get the D word out of the equation. It's not a diet. We're not going to stop doing it once we get to where we feel we are healthy and our goal weight. you know, you're not going to fail at this if you make it a lifestyle. And you keep changing it up. You keep finding new ways to cook meat. You find a new cut of meat. You know, there's so many ways to do it. It's not restrictive at all. Carnivore really is not restrictive at all. So I say, give it a try. What can you do? What do you have to lose? Your health. What do you have to gain? Your health.
Yeah,
That
everybody go follow Wendy. She really has literally tried it all, and you can just tell as she's speaking. And such great words of help. Are you on any other platforms that you really push? I saw you on Instagram a little bit, but it's
I have
mostly YouTube?
Instagram that I'm not. Yes, it's just YouTube, and I have a Facebook group, Loving It on Keto. I can't even say it. Loving It on Keto with Wendy fans. It's free to join, and there's a really great group of people that are on there.
well,
You know,
on
Cool.
your other channel over here,
I have
Cooking with Wendy.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, you have 2
I
channels.
did that for a little bit. I did have 2 channels. I don't go into the keto cooking with Wendy. It's just too many. It's too hard to do both right now for us. We're retired. We want to have some time, you know, so it's intensive to just do the YouTube channels. So
It is. But if anyone wants to find it, when you go to her channel, this is it. It's live right here. Scroll down. She has it connected here at the bottom. Keto Cooking with
yes,
Wendy.
I do.
And then, of course, at the top. You are like phenomenal to me. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you
you
for
so
having
much
me.
for
I really
coming on.
appreciate it. It's been fun.
I'm glad we were able to corner you at Hack Your Health and tell you, "Listen, you're coming on." I'm
Well, it
just
was so
joking.
funny because you had texted me right before Hack Your Health and wanted to interview me. And then we went to Hack Your Health, and Lynette from Keto Chow had a barbecue, and she invited you all, right? And then I was there, and your name sounds familiar. You goes, I think I just texted you. So we kind of met up that way, you know, and then getting to know everybody, you know, at Hack Your Health. That was a great venue, and there were a lot of great speakers. Learned a lot of information. Um, it was just wonderful. We had a great time.
We
Well,
will.
Wendy,
Oh,
go ahead.
I'm putting no, I'm putting this up. Please let Wendy know I'm watching. Cindy is watching you. And then your hubby comes on.
Love Cindy DeManch and her husband Brian.
Yes, he says he can't do the liver. Harry says he can't do the liver.
What about the puppy
No,
dog? The
he
puppy dog
can't.
likes the liver, though.
Yeah. You know,
Sally loves the liver, guys.
as you were
No,
talking
go ahead.
about the different meats and like for the holidays coming up, whether you do a cookout, you smoke, not smoke, but smoke your meat, uh, smoke or any of those things. And as you were talking, all I kept saying is bone broth. But oh my God, you put that smoked meat, if you had the turkey, you can mix all of that together. You can have that bone broth going. Now, some people can't do, and I learned that from Adrian, that slow cook, that it causes some issues. But those that can, another
Histamine
thing,
issues?
yes. So when you are trying to break away from coffee, like my husband and I, our new routine, because I fixed up our front porch, we go out there and we just kind of sit, and in the mornings we have our loaded coffee, which has collagen and all that other stuff in. And
Yeah.
he said, I think I need to stop drinking the coffee. That's because he makes it much stronger than mine. And immediately I said, okay, I'll make some more bone broth. Even if I go and get a Cornish hen and just drop it in some water, because I actually prefer chicken broth over beef broth, but I know the beef broth is better. But I take chicken livers, and if I drop that in my beef broth, you don't have to do a lot, and it has to be the chicken liver so it can just kind of disintegrate. It gives such a nice little kick. It's like, oh, what was that flavor? Oh, let me sip it again. It's one of those moments. Oh, beef liver doesn't do that for me, but chicken liver, yeah, you guys will. That's another good one. Let's see here.
Well, I
Not a
like
lot
the
of
fact
questions in the comment. Thank you, Beck. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead, Adrian.
I was just going to say,
I was
Wendy,
gonna
is
say
there
when you get your
anything we missed?
oh, no, I don't think so.
I think you hit it
You
all,
know,
and
I
we
could
really
talk
appreciate you
forever.
coming on. We can
Thank you
too. That's
so
why
much,
you're a
lady.
great collaborator with us.
Yeah, that's why they enjoyed the show. Okay. So with that being said,
Well,
okay, look, gonna drink some bone broth now. There you go. That's it. I'm gonna put the link back up here again, and all hearts and mind clear.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today. Please tune in next week. We actually have another guest next week. So, and then we'll go back to just our topic type of thing, I think. But thank you so much for tuning in today. We'll see you next week.
And before I hit this
bye,
end game,
everybody.
if you would like to be on here, uh, ironically, everybody has had some form of the gastric, because we want you to know that there is something else and what you can do. But go ahead and hit us up. You too can come in to this carnivore atmosphere. But in the meantime, in between time, you rock your thing and I rock mine.
One more.